today's exclusive is brought to you by a quote that I love from an incredible author, Marianne Williamson. The quote is this: "You must learn a new way to think before you can master a new way to be." You must learn a new way to think before you can master a new way to be. I love that quote. If you followed me for any time, seen any of my videos, or have had any of my training, you already know what I believe to be the secret to achieving any goal is to develop the right mindset. But today I wanted to dive into that a little bit more and share with you what I've seen people who are successful of how they develop that right mindset and the differences between some of the folks that I work with. So for example, you guys know I do a lot of advocacy work for people who are impacted by cancer, or sometimes people come to me in the middle of a health crisis. So that type of situation, people are in the fight for their lives, and they know that if they don't make some changes or do certain things in a certain way right now, that their life can be severely impacted by that. So those people are coming to me and they're already motivated. Okay, they know what they need to do, they know why they're doing it. Then sometimes people come to me and they're kind of wishing some things, like, oh, it'd be nice, I wish I was 10 pounds lighter, or I wish I had a better relationship, or I wish I could quit smoking. But their back isn't necessarily up against the wall. They're not at the same pain point or that same threshold that somebody else is. But what I've seen is that kind of regardless of how you're coming to me, that cycle of success is always the same. And I wanted to share this with you today. So what I see is this: if you have the right mindset, and the right mindset is you are certain, you are clear, you are motivated, you are driven, you know exactly what it is that you want to do. You may not know exactly how you're going to make it happen, but you're very clear on why you're doing something. So when you come in the right mindset and you start a process of change, what happens is this cycle is, number one, you have that mindset. That mindset is going to drive action. You're going to take action, which will, of course, then drive results. And when you get results, you get motivated, and it strengthens that belief and that certainty even more. And you keep following that cycle over and over again until you've reached your goals. But if you're coming into the process, kind of that half-hearted attempt, or coming in with some limiting beliefs, believing like maybe there's something external that's missing, you don't have the right education, or you don't have the right contacts, or you're just not a lucky person, or whatever it is that you're believing, something outside yourself, then you're missing it. And when you come into a process of change like that, then what kind of action are you going to take? Probably half-hearted as well, which then what kind of results are you going to get? They're not going to be very good. And unfortunately what's going to happen is people usually follow that cycle a couple of times before they really don't get any results, and they just give up altogether thinking, oh, I knew this wasn't going to happen. Okay, so we don't want you in that group. We want you to be able to get that clarity, and to be certain. And I started looking at the people that I work with, and of course you guys know that I study this as well. And how do we do that? What I know is that when you're fearful or you're full of doubt like that, I know how to conquer that. And that is by taking action. And the way that you do that, taking action, is start out with something small too. I want to share a story with you. There is a woman that I know who was incredibly obese. And unfortunately, she had been sexually abused as a child, and that trauma carried into her adulthood, and the way that she took care of herself was not healthy, and she was struggling. But her journey to where she is today started with one small action. What she did, she decided that day, I'm putting on my running shoes, or she put on her tennis shoes, walked out the front door, and walked to the end of the block and back home. And that was it. But that small step, that action that she took, was the first step in her journey. And oh my gosh, I love her story. She is such an inspiration. She is healthy today. She is happy. I mean, it's just incredible what that action enabled her to do. And by taking action consistently, no matter how small you think it is, that really develops the right mindset, because you're going to start to see results by that. It isn't going to be successful, but it's kind of this half-hearted belief that I've said now already, and those people that are full of doubt and fear that anything good ever happens to them. Unfortunately, it becomes kind of this self-fulfilling prophecy that it's probably not going to work if that's what you believe. So how do you do that? How do you get into that right mindset? Again, what you want to do, what conquers fear and doubt, get rid of those limiting beliefs, is to realize that the way you're going to be successful is what's internal. and what you believe and what you feel, and take action. You guys, I don't care how small it is. If you just order a book today from Amazon, or you check out somebody's YouTube video, or read somebody's blog, whatever you got to do, immerse yourself and surround yourself with information or people or stories or resources of people that have been successful, or how this is possible for you to achieve that. Take action consistently and you're going to see results. And then what happens again is you follow that success and that cycle of success where over and over again, and that belief in that certainty is going to be even stronger, which is going to lead you to take larger and larger actions. And it's okay if it takes a while. It doesn't matter how long the process will take, because if you're moving forward, it's still going to move you into a direction where you're going to see results, to strengthen that resolve, to make it happen. So I wanted to share that process with you today, that cycle of success I've seen, kind of warn you about the cycle of failure, what can happen as well. So we don't want you in that part. So I want you to step into your moment and take action. Again, I don't care how small it is you think it is, or anybody else thinks that it is. Because if you keep taking that consistent action, it's going to lead you to results and to the success of whatever goal it is that you're trying to achieve. So thank you, Marianne Williamson, for the quote. Again, you must learn a new way to think before you can master a new way to be. So thanks, everybody, and I'll see you next time.